Good afternoon from Dollywood Theme Park. It's Ryan, and on today's adventure, it is a very cold Monday, December 2nd. My plan is to bring you for a walk all the way around the theme park to check out how crowded it is on a weekday in the beginning of December, but I'll also be talking about when to expect crowds to increase. So I'll be going over a couple dates to keep in mind for the month of December at Dollywood as far as local schools getting out and when you should anticipate crowds to pick up. I'll give you some tips along the way of how to combat those crowds. We also notice a lot of people asking this time of year, what can we expect to be open when it is very cold here at Dollywood? So I'll be going over every single ride and what temperature it has to be for that ride to run, and just take you for a relaxing walk through the park with me to check out some of the sights and sounds of Dollywood's Smoky Mountain Christmas. So without further ado, let the adventure begin. There was no line to get into Dollywood this morning. I came over to parking lot C, which had plenty of space. I decided to keep driving and made it over to parking lot B, which also had plenty of space. So I don't expect too many people to be in the park today. If you are here and you're noticing a big line of people trying to get in through security, I would highly recommend, if you're wanting to do a lot of rides, go ahead and get a time saver pass, which you can do online, or they have this little sign out here saying you can scan and purchase a time saver pass, letting you get to the front of the line. I would do that right away if you feel like it's a very busy day. Now that we've made it through security, I want to point out they have a number of signs as you walk in saying Christmas in the Smokies brings winter's chill. Colder temperatures may result in the closing of our attractions accordance to the manufacturer's guidelines, which is basically Dollywood saying, hey, don't get mad at us if you show up and it's so cold, we can't have all of the rides running, some of the coasters that have certain temperature requirements to be safely operated. Here's a quick look at all of Dollywood's rides and attractions and the temperature that they must be at for them to safely operate. Most of them are between 32 and 36 degrees. There are a few rides that will not operate until the temperature reaches 40 degrees, such as Fire Chaser Express. So the magic number I'd be looking for is 40 degrees. If it looks like you're going to have a good window of sustained temperatures over 40 degrees throughout the day, I think you'll be fine to enjoy most of the rides. But as the sun sets, you might find that the temperatures start dropping, and when they drop, you might find certain rides starting to close down. So we'll check out some of those rides in just a little bit, but I wanted to pick up our 2025 season pass mug. I was actually waiting for Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals to come out to make sure that the pre-order passes we got were indeed the best deal. So as you first come in, they're directing people to come over here to pick up your season pass mug. So there are a number of mugs here at the window, and I'm just going to open up the Dollywood app. Through the app, I eventually got to the voucher, which you could also print out if you want to. And just like that, I now have my season pass tumbler. It has a side with a straw for cold drinks and a different side for hot drinks. And you can see the size compared to last year's diamond cup. It is a little bit bigger, but I think I will be using this hot drink as it is a very cold day. The only other thing they said is, hey, we're not responsible for your drink once we hand it over. Don't do what this person did and leave it out and lose it. And the handle that pulls out does kind of fold up against it, so I can still slide it in my bag. And I can tell I already like this one a lot better because the lid on this would often just start leaking, and I ended up with a wet bag throughout the day. This one's top screws on, so hopefully it stays sealed much better throughout the day. I promise you, I'm gonna take you inside the park in just 1 minute. Just give me one more minute.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay, let's go. I think as long as I stay in the sun, it's not too bad. I think it's 40 degrees out right now in Pigeon Forge, and it's bearable in the sun. So we're gonna go for a walk around Dollywood and see what the crowds are like. I love having my pass on my Apple Wallet. I haven't had a hard pass in over a year, except for that time earlier this season when someone tried to get me to ride lightning rod with them. That was a hard pass. Not doing that, which I can hear a lightning rod off in the distance working its way up the track. It's a very nice low crowd day here at Dollywood. Looks like the Zinc Trio performs over here. It's the first time I've heard of them, blending bluegrass and classic country music at different times of the day. We got to walk over by the Dolly Parton Experience real quick. We got Dolly's pink bedazzled Christmas tree out here in the plaza. The question is Heidi Parton performing today? Looks like Heidi is indeed performing at 2, 4, and 6 o'clock. So today would be the day to catch a show with the crowds so low. They did add a few Dolly Parton dresses in the Dolly Parton Experience and behind the scenes that are Christmas related. Let me head back on to Show Street. Here's a look at the current ride wait times. Looks like Big Bear Mountain is still closed and Fire Chaser Express is temporarily closed. Mystery Mine and Whistle Punk Chaser are temporarily closed as well, probably due to the temperature. But check out the crowds here on a Monday afternoon. There's hardly anyone here right now, which would mean no wait time to get into places like the Front Porch Cafe and Aunt Granny's, any of the sit-down restaurants. I think I'm gonna walk over to the Lightning Rod roller coaster to see what the line looks like. But walking on the sunny side of the street. Oh, there goes the Lightning Rod. Let's go check out where the line is. Maybe just watch it take off and vicariously live through the people that are on. Check out the line for Lightning Rod. Let me go up the stairs real quick. We've got lots of seats in the back right now. I could hop right on if I wanted to. So at the time of recording, it's officially 23 days until Christmas. Dollywood does shut down on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and their water rides have been closed down since the beginning of their Christmas festival. The weather app on my iPhone says that it's currently 39 degrees in Pigeon Forge. As we said before, it needs to be 40 degrees for some of the rides like Mystery Mine and Fire Chaser Express to open up. So we'll see if it does open by the time we get over there. Looks like we got a live performance going on at the Parton Back Porch Theater. Let me give you a quick sample of it. You see the Dollywood Express train here at the station, getting ready to load up passengers, which on a busy day, there will be tons of people loaded in here later this December waiting to get on the train. I definitely could get on this next train that's going to take off. If you do get a time saver pass that does not work on the train, the only way you can get a reserved seating on the train is if you do a Dollywood Christmas VIP tour, which we have done. I can put a link to down below, which you can see this festival tour meets here sign over by the handicap entrance. In my opinion, it's probably the best perk of the Christmas VIP tour. I did just check the wait time to get on Santa's list back here, which is only about 5 minutes, which is very abnormal. If that's something you want to do, we highly recommend get back here right away because that list will fill up, the line will get long. Let's continue to walk through Dollywood. Perhaps we'll see the train passing by a little bit later. As we continue on, I wanted to cover crowds at Dollywood for the month of December. Local schools holiday break begins December 23rd. So I would anticipate that crowds begin to pick up as of December 20th. Friday, December 20th might not be too bad, but from Saturday, December 21st through the rest of the year, just anticipate it to be very crowded. But I would say any weekday before December 20th, the crowds really shouldn't be too bad. I mean, check out the crowds right now in front of the grist mill on Monday, December 2nd. There's really no lines for food or to get on any of the rides. It is almost empty. It is a great day to be here if you're willing to bundle up and combat the cold. I'm noticing lots of people very well bundled up on the train ride right now. And if it is a cold day, I would try to do Oh Holy Night's about an 18-minute show during the daytime hours when it's a little bit warmer, as it is an outdoor theater. Got Miss Beth over here, who's the most festive host I've seen all day. Love the glasses.
Good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon. I don't think there's enough people to be turning out pork rinds, which I'm sure Hannah would be pretty bummed to find out if she was with me right now. But any time of the day is a good day to come over for a walk by the chapel. I do love all these stars up above, especially at night. As we've been walking along, I just checked, and we are now up to 40 degrees here in Pigeon Forge. So we'll have to see if Mystery Mine and Fire Chaser Express are now up and running when we get up there. We've got the Hickory House Barbecue, which is one of many stops you're able to get hot chocolate and coffee. If you do have one of those 40 anniversary mugs, you're able to refill those. As we've been walking around the park, if you found any value out of this, as we've gone over the crowds and the different temperatures in which rides operate, if I could just ask you to do us one big favor, just simply hit the thumbs up button down below. That would be awesome. We'd really appreciate it. Passed by the chapel over here by the birds. It looks like there is no bird show scheduled for today. So we go for a little walk through Glacier Ridge. As we pass by all these polar bears at Valley Ridge, I do see the wild eagle taking off in the distance. Looks like Blazing Fury is still closed. The sign out front saying is closed for extended maintenance. So will it open this year or perhaps next season? I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out. This park is empty today. I'm telling you, if you're somebody who wants to be able to ride lots of rides, today would be the day. Just need to be bundled up. I see one of the Fire Chaser Express trains just sitting in place over here. I wonder if they are testing the track at the moment. I see people riding a Wild Eagle, which only needs 34 degrees as far as temperature to be able to operate. Let's go check out Fire Chaser Express real quick. I do see somebody on the back of the ride. It does look like they are running it through its tests now that we're over 40 degrees. We'll see if they open it up. They just got the all clear that it's over 40 degrees, and they have tested the track. So we are good to ride on it now.
If you're going to ride the Fire Chaser Express, you must be able to sit in an upright position with the restraint fastened.
This is the first time I've been back here. I might try to ride it this next season for the first time. I have done Big Bear. I think I could do this ride. For me, it's not about the speed or the height. It's just being strapped down and trapped on something that gives me a lot of challenges. So I typically just avoid those circumstances, but maybe that's something I can try to do this next year. It looks like they have more structure up at the Wilderness Pass restaurant they're working on back here. Here's a closer look at what it will be like once they do finish it. And here goes the Wild Eagle loaded with people who are terrified and frozen at the moment. I'd like to go for a walk up into Wildwood Grove, but first let's check on the status of Mystery Mine, which it shows that it's still 40 degrees in Pigeon Forge right now. It has to be 34 degrees to be up and running, but again, it needs to hit 40 before it can come back on. I did just confirm that now that it went over 40 degrees, they are working on testing the ride and getting it back open. But the moment it drops back down to 34 degrees, they're gonna have to close it down for the night. So hopefully that makes sense, that 34 is the threshold, but for this particular ride, along with Fire Chaser Express, it has to hit 40 for them to officially reopen. Now that we're back in Wildwood Grove, I did want to walk back to Big Bear Mountain roller coaster to see if we can figure out if and when it's going to open back up. But before we head over to Big Bear Mountain, there was no line for Black Bear Trail, which this ride only has to be 23 degrees outside to go for a ride on. So you might have to bundle up and go for a ride on the bear. This guy's like right on my tail. He's just being chased by a bear. So Black Bear Trail coming in at 2 minutes long, a top speed of 13 miles per hour. Again, only have to be 23 degrees. However, most of the other rides back here are at about 32 degrees. Dragon Flyer is currently up and running. It only needs to be 36 degrees. And over here, Big Bear Mountain is still closed down at the moment. I've heard that they are doing everything they can to get what they need part-wise to have it up and running as soon as possible. No exact date. Somebody said they're hoping they could get it up and running this December before the season ends. But whenever they do get what they need to get it back up and running again, it will be like Dragon Flyer, needing to be 36 degrees to be up and running. I did ask one of the workers when it came to the temperature threshold, if it hits that temperature, is everyone that's in line out of luck and they just don't get to ride it? And they said no, they typically let the people who are already in the queue continue to ride. But just keep in mind, once that temperature is hit, you won't be able to get in line for any of these rides. So just monitor the temperature throughout the day. And if you're looking at the forecast of a particular day, if it's gonna be over 40, I think you'll be able to enjoy a lot of rides, at least during the daytime. And if it is a very cold night, you can bring your little ones back here to Hidden Hollow, which is an indoor playground. And around the corner here, you can see a little snowman right by the tree, which kind of designates this is the Snow in the Grove area. Every 30 minutes, starting at 6 o'clock, there'll be snow coming out at different places from this tree, winding all the way around the corner. And this snowman on this corner that they've added to kind of help distinguish where your little ones can catch snow in the grove here at Dollywood. As we've made it down to Mystery Mine, they're still not open. They said they were waiting on something from maintenance. Should be opening any moment, they said. So if you really want to ride a ride, I would definitely wait around, jump on it, because if the temperature changes on you, you won't be able to ride it later in the evening. When it comes to rides and attractions, the drop line here only needs to be 5 degrees out to go for a ride on. Our Hannah loves the drop line. She always wants to go on the drop line, but if it's 5, 6, 7 degrees out, I don't think she can talk me into sitting up at the top of that thing that cold, just waiting for it to drop. That's a hard pass for me right there. And next to the drop line, you have Thunderhead, which is a wooden roller coaster that needs 34 degrees for it to operate. The temperature is dropping and the lights will start getting brighter. Before we head to the park, let me walk down Show Street real quick. I think I hear some music being played over here. It's the Zinc Trio, which I haven't heard perform yet. Here's a quick sample.
Let's hear God bless you.
And from the front entrance of Dollywood, as we head towards the Emporium store to exit, we're not going to catch Santa as he won't be making an appearance until later tonight. But as we exit, I did notice they have a number of items out for sale, which is something they'll do every year at the end of the year, kind of clearance out some different items here at the Emporium as you exit. So I just crossed over 10,000 steps. Hopefully those 10,000 steps going around the park with you to talk about the crowds for December and all the different rides and attractions as far as what is open when it gets really cold was helpful. If it was, hit that thumbs up button down below. And we plan to come back to Dollywood a lot next year, covering all of the different festivals, new foods, the new restaurant that's opening, and much more. So if you're new to our channel, make sure you're subscribed. But that's gonna wrap up this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask down in the comments. We'll do our best to help you out. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, we'll see you on the next adventure.